My family has toasted my grandfather every Christmas for 9 years. I drove him to the airport. Every December 25th at 7 p.m. sharp, my Uncle Dale lifts his glass and says the same words. To Walter. Gone too soon, never forgotten. The whole table falls silent and drinks. My Aunt Carol always cries the loudest. My cousin Brett always says Grandpa would have loved to see us all here. Then they eat off Grandpa's china in Grandpa's house and talk about what a saint the man was. I raise my glass with them. I drink. I say nothing, because Walter isn't dead. 9 years ago, I drove him to the airport with 2 suitcases and a one-way ticket to Lisbon. He was 70. He made me swear I would never tell anyone, and for 9 years I didn't. This year I couldn't sit through it again. Dale stood, glass up, to Walter. Gone too. Stop, I said. Every head turned. Dale blinked at me. Excuse me? I'm tired of the toast. 9 years of it. Aren't you tired of it, Dale? Carol set down her fork. Sweetheart, we're honoring your grandfather. Are we? I looked around the table, because I'd love to know which part of honoring him involved selling his car 3 days after a funeral nobody in this room can quite remember planning. The room went very still. Dale's jaw tightened. Watch yourself. There was no funeral, I said. Was there? Carol, you told everyone he passed in his sleep, and you handled it privately. So private that not one of us was ever allowed to see him. Brett laughed nervously. Grandpa died, man. We all grieved. You cashed his life insurance, I said. $400,000. Dale filed the claim. I've seen the paperwork. Dale stood so fast his chair fell backward. You don't know what you're talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I set my phone on the table, because I'm the one who drove him to the airport. Carol's face drained white. That's a sick thing to say at Christmas. You want to know why he left? I said. Tell them, Dale, or I will. Dale's mouth moved. Nothing came out. 9 years ago, Grandpa found statements he didn't recognize. I said. Withdrawals. Transfers. A second mortgage on this house, the house you're sitting in, that he never signed. He figured out you two had been draining him for years, and when he confronted you, Dale, you told him he was getting confused. You called a doctor friend to start paperwork saying he wasn't competent. You were going to have him declared insane and take everything. That is not what happened, Carol whispered. He called me at midnight crying, I said. A 70-year-old man crying because his own son wanted him locked away. So I picked him up. I drove him to the airport. He told me he'd rather vanish than watch his family fight over him like dogs while he was still breathing. And the second he was gone, I looked at Dale. You saw your opening. You told everyone he died. You collected the insurance. You took the house. He is dead, Dale shouted. You've always been a liar, you always. The front door opened. Every head at the table turned toward it. Walter stood in the doorway in a gray wool coat, snow melting on his shoulders, 79 now and very much alive. Carol's wine glass slipped out of her hand and shattered against the floor. Hello, Dale, Grandpa said quietly. Sorry I'm late to my own funeral. Nobody breathed. Brett had gone the color of paper. Grandpa walked to the table and set a folder down beside the prime rib. That's a certified copy of my death certificate. The one my son signed and filed. That's fraud, in case anyone here is counting. He set down a second folder, and that's from the bank. Every forged signature, every transfer, every date. Dale opened his mouth and closed it. You should have just let me leave, Grandpa said. But you couldn't stand to lose the money, so you buried a man who was standing right in front of you. I spent 9 years in Lisbon getting my strength back. My lawyer spent the last 3 months getting my house back. You have until New Year's to be out of it. He looked at me, and for the first time in 9 years, he smiled. My grandson kept his promise. He never told a single soul. He picked up the wine bottle from the center of the table, the one they poured every toast from, and filled one glass to the top. He raised it. To Walter. Gone 9 years. Back for every dollar you stole.